the number of users and applications that we have. So you're beginning to see the start of what I think will be a huge wave for Cisco first, being the most advanced company in the world on using this technology in every functional group within our company, and then taking it to our customer sets and helping them employ it. So to say we're going to lead here would be an understatement. We're going to try to lead by a long way and then take its capabilities that we've learned to our customers, just like we did back in the mid to later 90s with the first phase of the. Very often, if there's one thing that's learned in my 30 years in high tech, is sometimes concepts are a little bit too early, but when they do take off, they take off with tremendous speed and efficiency. And this is where I think it's important, especially for the business leaders and for the entertainment industry, to understand what's possible. Because when a market does move, it usually moves with speed faster than anyone anticipated. I would compare it to the first phase of the internet. If you look back to the predictions made by Cisco and others in the early 90s and mid 90s, almost all of them not only come through, but ended up being even lower than we expected in terms of underestimating the market opportunity. So I think when you think about interfacing to your customers, interfacing to your family, interfacing to your peers, and these communities of interest that we will have both in our business worlds and in our personal lives, I think you're at the very, very beginning stages of what's possible. Might there be some bumps along the way? Yes, but I would disagree with the overall commentary. I think you're going to see a world that explodes in this type of utilization. But to one of your other colleagues' earlier comments, you've got to have more ubiquitous bandwidth, processing power, and more people that see the value of bringing this, whether it's the value of bringing it into education, healthcare, productivity, or entertainment. So I think what you're seeing is the very front end of a very large wave of opportunities. Clearly, while we've just been a member at Second Life since 2006, this last partner conference earlier this year, we had a virtual 3D partner capability which we continue to expand. And if you watch what we're doing, we're, instead of talking about video capabilities in companies, we're really bringing that virtual capability into our customer environment as the primary way that we will support them in the future and the primary way that we interface within our company. So we're not just using the technology, we're changing the organization model to be much more collaborative and rewarding people based upon that and restructuring. In fact, if you watch what we're doing as a company, while we're organized in traditional ways in terms of sales and engineering and legal and supply chain, our organization structure in the future will be all around communities of interest. Will be based upon market opportunities in the enterprise or consumer, opportunities in terms of video or opportunities in terms of software, etc. So we're restructuring our whole company around these concepts, and we think it will have a huge future. And we clearly intend to not only lead in this area in terms of using it ourselves, we'll lead in terms of bringing it to our customer set. Now, I need to, in interest of self-disclosure, remind everyone that this requires a lot of bandwidth and a lot of networking devices, so we'll benefit in a big way in terms of the capability that this type of technology brings to our ability to sell our products directly or indirectly.